Hey guys, what's up? Maritza here, back at again with another video. Welcome to 2025. I have a full face of makeup, a full glam using MAC Cosmetics products. I am going to be doing a sit down chit chat video with you guys, catching up and how I got into the beauty industry, specifically working for MAC Cosmetics. It's going to be a long video, so grab something to munch on or do your makeup with me because it's going to be a very long video. Come join me as I do this full beat down on this channel. Let's get into it. I'm filming with a different setup right now. I'm actually filming on my iPad, so I apologize for the quality of this video. Nonetheless, let's get to it. I'm starting off with my face. I'm just gonna prep my skin. I'm using this Fix Plus. This is the Stay Over. This Fix Plus is actually meant to be a setting spray. This one is meant to blend all of your foundation and your powders together. But I don't have any primer from MAC Cosmetics. I actually just got rid of all my stuff. So a lot of it was just old. So I am going to add some oil control. This oil control is actually old as well. Just gonna add this on my T-zone. I know that I get the most oily right here. Now I'm going to add some of this strobe cream on the cheekbones right here. I used to do this on my clients all the time. I don't do this anymore on myself, which is why I'm doing this on me now. In today's day, I actually do my makeup starting off with foundation, complexion, and then I move to eyes, but I'm gonna bring it back old school when I used to just do my eyes and then move on to skin. We're gonna be doing a full glam. Bring it back to old school MAC days. We're doing a full glam. And I don't have any MAC brow products. When I used to do my makeup back in the early 2010s, I used to use this product right here, which is crazy that I still have it. This is Espresso eyeshadow, and I'm using it's an angled brush from MAC Cosmetics. As you can tell, it's already old, and I'm going to just use this for my eyebrows. In 2011, I went to college to SF State, and I had classes at like 8 in the morning, and I would wake up at 5 in the morning literally to do a full face of glam. My husband Brandon had classes with me. He's like, bro, your determination is really outrageous. Like, the fact that you wake up at 5 in the morning to do makeup is crazy. And I was just so determined to learn how to do makeup, and at that time I wasn't working for MAC Cosmetics. When I started college, I was 17 years old and I had turned 18 that semester, but I wasn't old enough yet to work for MAC Cosmetics and I didn't have any experience. This is crazy how I used to do my eyebrows like this because I clearly am using a shade that's way too dark for me now. I feel like now these days I like to have more of a natural eyebrow. Okay, now it wouldn't be a MAC look if I don't carve my eyebrow. So I'm going to carve my eyebrows using this MAC Studio Finish concealer, and this one's in NW25, I believe. I have the NC30 right here, but I just like the look of the NW25 one. And I'm using, oh my gosh, I don't know what brush this is. I didn't really wear any makeup growing up. I had the money. I would have loved to, get into the beauty industry a little bit early, but back then, guys, I mean, we could not afford a lot of things. My parents could not afford buying me makeup, so I would have to share my makeup with my mom and my sister. My sister and my mom are a few shades lighter. If you guys know them, they are pretty fair, and me being the darker one, I could not wear their makeup. Whenever I would work with my mom cleaning houses, she would give me like 20 bucks, or whenever I would help my mom's clients, I would get like 40-60 bucks, and I would save up. I would bank up all that money. When we used to have our sleepovers, we would always go to the mall. Sometimes I would go out with my friends and go buy like a Jamba Juice or a Starbucks, and we stumbled on MAC Cosmetics, and I didn't know anything about MAC Cosmetics or anything about beauty at the time, and I remember just like falling in love with the women there because they were absolutely just gorgeous. And I was like, damn, they can do their makeup so well. Like, this was probably like 2008, 2009. In that era, makeup was so different. Makeup was so creative. It's not like the natural makeup that you would see now. I'm going to set this with a product that I recently just purchased. It's called Pro Locked Brow Gel also from MAC Cosmetics, and I recently have been loving this product because it doesn't give you any residue, but this one I've been really liking lately. and I'm just fluffing them up a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with the 24-hour Extend eye base, and this one's really cool because I got influenced online. I never used to use any MAC eyeshadow primers. I strongly just stick to the paint pots. The paint pots were my go-to whenever I would do makeup. I would always use this as a base, but I've recently found out that when you use this, the pigment is like 2 to 3 times just, it's like out of the world. Like, I just cannot believe I missed out on all of these years doing makeup without using this product. Now, you don't want to use too much, and I just messed up because I used already too much on this side. But when you apply it, just thin it out a little bit. I'm going in with my Face and Body foundation, and I've also have had this for a long time, so please don't come for me because I've had this product for years. So this is a Face and Body foundation. It's a lightweight, water weight foundation, and it is activated by heat and by motion. Motion, I meant like friction, so you have to rub it against your face. I know some people like to use a beauty blender. Honestly, it's not gonna work if you use a beauty blender on this because you have to activate it with your fingers. So this is a foundation that is a secret of mine. Whenever I would do clients, I would always use this first, and then I would apply the foundation over it. Okay, now I'm moving on to eyes. I'm using my 224 blending brush, and I believe this is soft brown, and I don't know what this product is, but I think it might be malt. Don't get me wrong, honestly, I don't really know that shadow. I'm just gonna add this all over my eyelid. How I got into MAC Cosmetics was that my soccer teammate's sister, who's her older sister, she was like in her like mid-20s. She had a best friend, and her best friend is Maite Chavez. If you guys are from the Bay Area and know Maite Chavez is the shit. She is a makeup artist and used to work for MAC Cosmetics forever. And she basically inspired me to work at MAC Cosmetics. By the time I was a senior in 2011 for my prom, I got my makeup done, and I was wearing a neon green dress. I don't know what came up, why I decided to wear a neon green dress for prom. This is my senior prom, by the way, guys. I don't know why I decided to wear that, but I wore that, and I was like, you know what? Do whatever you want. Make it work. I don't know how you're gonna make it work. And she's like, bet. Bro, that makeup came out so bomb. To this day, I want to recreate it, and someday I'll recreate it on this channel. From there, she's like, you know what? Once you turn 18, you should apply. This is Saddle eyeshadow, and I think this might be Brown Script from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm using, this is actually a Sigma brush, so we're not going to use a Sigma brush. We're going to use a MAC brush. We're using a 217 brush, and I'm just going to define my crease a little bit. When I started college at SF State, San Francisco State, I didn't realize that there was literally a mall literally connected. It was probably like a 5-minute walk. Literally, the trail led you to the mall. It was so crazy. I spent all my FAFSA money. I probably had like $4 grand of FAFSA money my first semester, and I spent all my money going to MAC Cosmetics. Nicole used to be the regional manager at that MAC Nordstrom, and I spent all my money with her, and she taught me how to perfect my makeup, to do eyeliner, like how to do almost everything. So Maite Chavez planted the seed, and she showed me the basics, and Nicole, who worked at the Nordstrom, she taught me everything else that I needed to learn. And once I turned 18, like a month and a half or 2 months later, she's like, hey, when you're ready, fix up your resume and apply. We have an open spot. It's a part-time position. I think you can make it work. I did not get the position, and that was an eye-opening experience because I was like, I'm never going to get hired at MAC Cosmetics. She's like, you know what? You have so much potential. Keep practicing, keep building up your kid. And she's like, I'm going to refer you to district, regional, like hiring recruiter. If you worked at MAC Cosmetics in the Bay Area, you know Pamela. But Pam, she was the GOAT because she represented all the Bay Areas, Contra, Alameda County, everything. Like, she represented the whole entire Bay Area. So if you ever get hired at MAC Cosmetics, you had to go through her. So they had a headquarters in West Oakland, and I lived in Oakland, but I never make my way out to that area. So I was able to get an interview. This interview wasn't just a one-on-one interview. When they make these interviews for MAC Cosmetics, it's like a career call. So you're having like 20 girls there, really just competing with other people to get that position. Back then, you used to have the face charts, and that my face chart was really my portfolio, and I would take pictures of myself and print them out, and that was my portfolio. So I went in there. You didn't even need that, but I had taken my cousin's girlfriend at the time, and she was a really good friend of mine, and she drove me because I didn't have a car then, and I didn't know how to drive to West Oakland. Right now, I am using MAC Cosmetics Dazzleshadow eyeshadow in Rayon Rays. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows. I'm going to use this flat shader brush, 252, and I'm just going to get that all over the eyelid. Look at how beautiful this one is. If you ever driven to San Francisco or downtown Oakland, the freeways are a maze. Literally, it's a maze going through. And we missed our turn. We took the wrong turn and ended up in Treasure Island. And the headquarters is literally right next to the freeway before you go to San Francisco. We missed a turn. Turns out that we had to go to Treasure Island, come all the way back in all the traffic, and I was 20 minutes late to my interview. And it was so embarrassing because I did the walk of shame and I didn't have the best impression coming in late. This is how I knew that I didn't get hired the first time. I got hired the second time. Technically the third time because I did my interview at Nordstrom's, did not get hired. I went to the career call, did not get it the second time. The third time I got the job. But the second time when I had gone in there, after the interview, they were like, you know what? We're going to call out names. These people whose names we're going to call, we're going to put them in a different room. I got the first call outs, and so I thought that I had got the job, but unfortunately, come to realize that I didn't get the job because we were just like sitting in silence and we heard the group that was in this room yell and scream, and they were all cheering. Immediately, like, our hearts sunk. We're like, we didn't get the job. And some of the girls that we were in this room, some of them were crying. I wasn't crying. A few minutes have gone by, and then we had them come give us the news that we didn't get the job. I was like, you know what? I want to get feedback from them. A lot of the girls immediately left because they were so disappointed. Some of them like left crying. And I was so heartbroken, but I was like, you know what? I really want to know how I can do better the next time. I knew that I didn't give the best first impression coming in late, but like, was there anything else that influenced their decision to not hire me? I probably waited about 30 minutes. My friend and I waited outside in the hallway. I don't think I want to go darker on the eyelid. I think I want to go darker on the lash line. So I'm still going to stick with this. I think this is Swiss chocolate. I think that's Swiss chocolate. If not, I think it might be Embark. Actually, I think it's Embark. I'm going to go with Embark, and using that same brush that I used for my eyebrows, I'm just going to darken my lash line, and it's all about layers, you guys. So I'm going to do the lash line and then go back with black. Going back, I sat down with her and I was like, hey, is there anything that I can, any feedback that you can give me? So this is any feedback for you guys. Any of you guys want to get hired at MAC Cosmetics, this might help you out. Her general feedback was, not only were you late, it wasn't the best first impression, but I gave you the opportunity to really speak up. When you work at MAC Cosmetics, it's more than just your looks. If you know MAC Cosmetics, every person that works there has their own personality. They have their own style, and she's like, prove that to me. When you're working at a MAC counter, I want people to be so inspired by your look and your personality and how you carry yourself. I want people to be drawn to you. And immediately I was like, it brought me back to what I was saying about earlier, how I was like, when I went to the MAC counter for the first time, I fell in love with the girls. And she's like, that's exactly the impression that you want to give other people. Like, you want them to be so drawn to you that they get inspired by your makeup or your outfit or your eyeliner or your lipstick or whatever you're smelling, whatever it is. She's like, I want you to be that and have your own image, and that's literally your own brand. She's like, when you're in the round table, I want you to speak up. I want you to raise your hands when we're talking about this or this or that. She's like, I really want you to engage, be part of the conversation, because that's the way how we know that, you know your shit. You have to have a voice here, and I want you to practice your voice. She's like, if you're shy, you're gonna have to get out of that, because if you're working with clients, especially at MAC Cosmetics, when you're doing their makeup, she's like, unfortunately, this is not the job for you. So fast forward, I went in the second time. I think like 3 months had gone by. Prior to those 3 months, someone asked me to be their model for their certification, and that's why I love MAC Cosmetics, because MAC Cosmetics, oh my gosh, MAC Cosmetics is more than just makeup. It's artistry. There's tiers to artistry. And I didn't even know that there was these things when I went in. But you are there with all of these professional MAC artists that have years of experience there. They all have their own tiers. And I was so inspired sitting there as a model, soaking in everything, conversations, like techniques, makeup. So going into my interview the third time, I was 30 minutes early. I took one of my really good friends. One thing that you should know is that going into your interview, you're going to be asked to bring a model. You should know that that's not going to be your model, because you're going to be so used to doing this person's makeup, whether it's your sister, your mom, your best friend, your grandma. You're going to be so used to doing their makeup, they're going to spin it on you and they're going to give you a new client. You're now dealing with a real client. And they'll give you a scenario and you actually have to work with that scenario, because then you have to explain yourself to the recruiters that are walking by. And I'm just giving you guys all the pointers because I don't know if this actually applies to other brands, but for MAC Cosmetics, when you're sitting in a career call, you're working with just like one makeup counter. Imagine you're interviewing with 15, 20 girls, maybe more than 20 girls. They'll give you your station with your brushes and they'll give you 15 minutes for you to do a look. Whatever the scenario is, you really have to practice all these scenarios before you go in, just to practice your timing. So just know that you're gonna have to be creative because everyone uses soft brown from MAC Cosmetics. All these 15 girls are running to get soft brown. There's like 15 of them, probably 2 in the floor, and you're gonna have to use what? A face powder or a bronzer. I did this eye off camera just to speed up this process. And then really quick, before I go back into the store, I am using this mascara. It's called Stack, Black Stack. I know I have eyelash extensions and this is a big no-no, so don't do this. Okay. Going back to the story, they all kind of go around when you're doing the makeup portion of the interview, all go around and they eavesdrop in all the conversations to see like how you're explaining the product and if you're asking the right questions. By the end of the interview, I realized now they're calling out these names and they called the first group of girls on that side. I got the second call outs. I was sitting in that room. The first group of girls went to that room. At that point, I knew it was going to happen. I had given the girls like a heads up. One group got it and the other group didn't. So if they do announce that we did get it, please do not shout, do not scream. I know that it's a really big accomplishment, but let's be real. The other people in that room can hear and they want it as bad as we do. So let's just be mindful of that. And so when they announced to us that we got it, we're just like clapping like very quietly and we were all like hugging each other. I'm gonna keep things moving because I know that I'm talking too much and we have a full face to do. I still have a lot more to do on my eyes, but I'm gonna go in with my favorite pigment. This is Naked Pigment, and you guys, I've owned this for about 10 years and I use this very regularly, and I can tell you I have yet to put a dent. And I'm gonna show you another pigment. I have Vanilla Pigment, and if you've owned Vanilla Pigment, oh my gosh, this pigment, look at it, okay? And I've had this longer than 10 years. Look at where it's at, okay? It's fucking full. There's no way I'm finishing this. I'm gonna add this to the brow bone and it's just gonna add a little pop. I think I'm gonna do this first just to soften it, and then I'll probably do some nylon in there just to spice it up a little bit. Now I'm going on to foundation, finally, right, Maritza, get it together. So I am using this new foundation. It's called MAC Studio Radiance. It's a serum powdered foundation. And I'm an NC38. Naturally, I'm an NC40, and I'm going to just tell you guys right now that MAC Cosmetics changed their formulation, and I'm no longer an NC40 in a lot of the things. I don't know why. They changed the formulation, and that also affects the color of the foundation. So if you used to be an NC, make sure that you double check your color, because I'm olive tone, and when I would apply the new NC40, it would come out super orangey. Like the new NC40s come out looking like an NC42. So that's how I found out about that. I ordered online and I got the wrong color, and here I am using NC38. Not a big difference, but now this is more olive tone. I'm gonna go in using one of my favorite brushes, 159. I actually bought probably like 4 of these brushes, literally. Makeup brushes are superior. I don't think you guys understand. These makeup brushes are superior. If you still have them, please take really good care of them because they don't make them anymore like MAC Cosmetics. I just realized that I don't have any cream bronzers from MAC Cosmetics, not that I know of. I'm not going to use cream bronzer, I'm going to use powder bronzer. But now I'm going to go in with concealer. I have yet to buy new concealers from MAC Cosmetics. This is what I would use on my clients all the time. This is Pro Longwear concealer, and this is NC20. I'm going to mix NC20 with NW20, also Pro Longwear concealer. Oh my gosh, this is glass, by the way. I'm going to use my favorite brush. This is 132, again from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm going to mix this up. Oh my gosh, this feels really weird, dipping your whole brush into this. This one works well if you actually just like let it sit, but you have to let it sit to feel tacky in order for it to feel like full coverage, and then you add another layer on. Okay, so how you see how like this is like full coverage. Now it kind of like covered over my foundation, so I'm actually going to go in with my foundation or whatever's left from that dish and then just like blend that in. So now we have majority of the face done, but I want to use one product that I haven't used in forever, and this is, I know it's just expired. This is for sure expired. I don't even know they still have this. This is a highlighter that you would use underneath your eyes, or you can use it like on the side of your cheeks. Some people use it as correctors, like they have an orange one and then they have this one, which is called Light Boost. So if you're a lighter skin tone, this would be a really good one. But for this, you kind of have to let it sit for a good while, and that's the only way that you are able to like get the full benefit of it. Okay, and I'm just gonna lightly tap it and just blend it. This is like so bright, but this is how I used to do my makeup. Super bright under eye. Okay, so I couldn't find the other powder. I guess I'm gonna use NW25. Is the only thing that I have to set my under eye. I'm praying that this actually works because this might be a little bit too dark for my under eye. Okay, I'm gonna mix Mineralize Skinfinish in medium dark, and I'm gonna mix Studio Fix powder in NC42. You guys, this brush is 10 years old. I just take really good care of my brushes. This is where this comes in. So it helps blend all of the layers of makeup. I'm going to use some eyelashes. Thought I didn't own any MAC Cosmetics eyelashes, and then I realized that the numbers are wrong. These are not MAC eyelashes. The box is, but the box says number 43s, and I just found the 43s, and it's right there. These are the 43s. These look like 36s. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my baby. This is my quirky baby. Oh my gosh, he is literally my life. I don't have any kids yet, guys. I don't have any kids. But this baby is my life. Okay, lashes are on. This is my last standing makeup brush from MAC Cosmetics. This is probably my first brush I've ever owned. Lighting has changed for us a bit because when my lights died, I haven't done my makeup in a while, so I feel like, I don't know why this feels wrong. These are all MAC blushes. I've depotted them. They used to come in this, but I'm going to mix Melba, and I don't know the name of this one. I thought it was Pink Swoon, but I think this is Pink Swoon. I got my blush. I'm gonna do highlighter. I never do highlighter. The highlighter that I'm gonna use is this one. It's called Whisper of Guilt. And I'm gonna add this up here. Oh my gosh. This instantly just brought me back to like 2015, 2016 era when those highlighters were blinding. I'm gonna take a clean 217 brush. I'm gonna go with NC45. I'm gonna add a little bit of contour. Do you guys remember how I was telling you about nylon? I finally found the eyeshadow. This is nylon. Imagine having that right here. I think I'm gonna add a little bit. And this right here is vanilla. That used to be my go-to. That one in Vapor. Wow! Do you guys see? Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking god. I cannot believe. Look at how blinding that is. You can see it out in space, you guys. If you see this in person, like this obviously is not the best quality camera because I'm using my iPad. I'm going to use some of that vanilla eyeshadow. I think it's like a satin eyeshadow between like matte and shimmer, but I like to lay out the color first so it doesn't look like it's just straight nylon eyeshadow pigment. You see what I mean? It just adds more layer. The vanilla eyeshadow underneath it just kind of diffuses this so it's not just all in one spot. I'm actually like excited. I know my husband's gonna come home and be like, bro, what the hell? Where are you going today? Costa Riche is my favorite eyeliner from MAC Cosmetics. This one and Teddy. Teddy is darker. Costa Riche is like a chocolate buttery brown. I'm gonna use Costa Riche and I'm just going to add that all over the waterline. I'm going to go in with the Saddle eyeshadow, lightly blend that with an angled brush, brown script, and Embark. And I'm just gliding just the lash line. I'm just gonna lightly coat this. For lip liner, I'm going to do 2 lip liners. I'm going to mainly use Strip Down. I'm also going to use Cork just to add it to the high and lower points of my lips. I don't overline it crazily. Now I'm gonna go in with Cork, and the cork is just gonna go right here. My deep potted lipsticks, it's been like 10 years, guys, okay? But I'm gonna just stick with the nudes. I think I'm gonna do this one right here and this one. I feel like this is like Cream de Nude. This is also way too light. This is way too light. You know what's the craziest thing is that I actually had pulled out Cream Sheen lip gloss, Boy Bait lip gloss, and now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, that's way too light, Maritza. You have to tone it up. Definitely not no Double Happiness. Double Happiness is even lighter than that. Let's try this one first. This one's Cultured. I think Cultured was the right move. I think Cultured was for sure the right move. I'm gonna take an eyeliner, pen eyeliner. This is a brown one. Don't use a black one. I mean, you can use a black one, but you're just gonna have to blend it in. And I'm just going to dot it. And I'm just gonna darken this one a little bit. This is a natural one, okay? And then this one, in order for you to make it look real, you have to pat it. I'm gonna take this off because now I don't need it, and I'm gonna fix my hair. Last but not least, actually, I think maybe I should do both. I'm gonna do the regular Fix Plus, and this is just to blend all the makeup together. It's supposed to melt everything together. And then I'm going to use the Fix Plus Stay Over. This is a long-lasting setting spray, alcohol-free. Okay guys, so this is the end result. I'm going to show you with another light. Actually, this is perfect. I'm using my phone light for this so you guys can see up close how it looks like. This is probably the most dolled up I've seen myself in a long time. It's so beautiful to see, and it honestly just brings back so many memories when I used to work at MAC Cosmetics, and honestly I'm so happy that I played around with makeup. I would be so happy to do other looks. I would love to recreate my prom makeup using all MAC Cosmetics products as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know this video is pretty long. I'm happy to be back on YouTube, and I cannot wait to make a whole bunch of videos. If you have any videos in mind that even if they're not related to makeup, please comment them down below. It's the only way I know what kind of content you guys want to see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I will catch you guys on the next one.